Yes.
I mean, I didn't know if it was a rule or anything. There's new rules every week.
You're live, just by the way.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Boom, boom.
Thanks for that tidbit, by the way.
What tidbit is that?
That we're live.
You didn't know that?
No.
It says, please stand by starting soon.
Okay.
Why does it say, please stand by starting soon? We're live.
If we're live. I don't know.
I don't get it. It says, I'm live. It says live.
Go to the chat room.
Hold on. Wait, maybe? Oh, there we are. Good morning, everybody.
It's way behind.
I know. Just keep that in mind when you see the chat. You say like something and then... Hey, can you go grab my phone in the other room?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the Mickey Updates podcast, starring Ed, Mark, and Rob. You've arrived at your destination for the latest happenings involving Orlando area attractions, news, and reviews. There's much to learn about this beautiful global city, and there are three guys willing to display their expertise to deliver you this knowledge. From the world-famous Walt Disney World to the wonderful SeaWorld, the Mickey Updates podcast has your dose of the latest going on in the Central Florida region. Now, let's welcome the three guys featured on this broadcast. Prepare yourselves for Ed, Mark, and Rob.
Alrighty, welcome to this week's Mickey Updates, the podcast, episode 81.
Yay.
Here live for you on YouTube and recording for iTunes and all that great stuff. So, and I guess recording for YouTube too. You can watch this show on YouTube under our YouTube page, and you can watch it now in 1080p.
What's that mean?
It means high def.
What's that
You
mean?
can see Mark's pores. What do you need it to mean?
Great, that's great. That's just what everybody wants.
Yep. You know, that's why we have to wear makeup now. Because it's so bad.
I don't need makeup. My beard covers up my face.
Ed does. Oh, God. So, we are here live with episode 81. And we are recording here. And we have a lot of good stuff to talk about this week. We, of course, want to thank our sponsors first. Let me pull that up here. For this week's show, though, we got a nice pre-recorded interview for you guys.
You got it?
Got
Let me take
what?
over? We
Got
have a
what?
pre-recorded interview.
Yes, we have a pre-recorded interview with the
It
Andersons.
took you a while to spit that out.
Oh, I was just having a hard time spinning up
Talking.
pre-recorded interview.
Yes, you were. That's my point.
Shut up and drink your beer. But we will play that for you a little later, a little D23 stuff. So we'll play that for you a little later. But we want to start off by thanking our sponsors. We want to thank Kingdom Strollers. They provide premium stroller and crib rentals delivered straight to your Disney Orlando resort hotel or vacation home free of charge. You choose the time of delivery and pick up, and they'll do the rest. It couldn't be easier. So book your Orlando stroller rental today. Visit their website, www.kingdomstrollers.com, or call or text them at 407-271-5301. That's kingdomstrollers.com. You can call or text them at 407-271-5301. MapleLeafTickets.com has been providing discount Orlando area attraction tickets for more than 30 years. Visit them today at MapleLeafTickets.com or call 1-800-841-2837. That's 1-800-841-2837. Unforgettable Destinations, your experts to the world of magic. A Disney vacation requires planning, knowledge, and constant research. For your favorite destination, Unforgettable Destinations. Let's see here. Unforgettable Destinations allows you to kick back and relax, leaving the planning to those who know it best. So your vacation is unforgettable and full of memories instead of stress. Visit their website at www.unforgettabledestinations.com. That's unforgettabledestinations.com, or call toll free at 1-800-459-8123. That's 1-800-459-8123. What the heck? And now, for a limited time through September 15th, you can book with Unforgettable Destinations and receive free dining during your Disney World vacation. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like them on Facebook with keyword UDestinations. Packages for 2014 now available. Contact us now. Be our guest in the Unforgettable Destinations. Do the work. So there you go. And with that being said, we thank our glorious sponsors. And with that being said, we're going to go to Mark with the news.
I'm hungry.
Okay, that was Mark's personal news.
You will shut up and read the news.
That was the meal package. You got me.
Hey, shut
I
up.
didn't eat
Read
much
the-
today. I'm kind of
Hey, you,
a little peckish.
hey, read the news. Maybe give you a piece of bread.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You're just doing it. Warden over here. Thanks, Warden.
Thanks, boss.
Thanks, boss.
You can have some spaghetti sauce when you're done.
That you can have.
On what? Or just eat it? Just like put it in a cup and
Well, it's got
and just
chicken in
drink
it. Yeah, pretty much. It's
Okay.
it's thick.
Yum.
It's good.
All right, on with the news. Andy Roddick and Venus Williams to appear at ESPN Wide World of Sports Milan WTT Smash Hits. Former number ones Venus Williams and Andy Roddick will headline Mayan WTT Smash Hits presented by Geico, a charity night of tennis co-hosted by longtime friends Sir Elton John and Billie Jean King on Sunday, November
Yay.
17th. At the HP Field at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World Resorts near Orlando, Florida. It's a conscious effort to say wide instead of wild.
Did you say wild?
I
World of
keep
Sports?
saying wild, yes. The event is hosted locally by Robert and Trisha Earle.
Why did I think you were going to say my name there? For some
I
reason?
don't know.
Your last name could be Oro.
Tennis action is set for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the pre-match VIP reception and auction kicking off at 4:30 p.m. Last year's Milan WTT Smash Hits in Pittsburgh raised a record $1 million, bringing the 20-year total to more than $11.5 million for the Elton John AIDS Foundation and various local AIDS charities since 1993. This year's 21st annual benefit will benefit the Elton John AIDS Foundation and the Hope and Help Center of Central Florida. A portion of the funds raised at the pre-match VIP reception and auction will be specifically targeted for local programs. For more than 20 years, Milan WTT Smash Hits has been one of the most rewarding and meaningful events in tennis, said King. Having both Venus and Andy as part of this year's event and returning to Orlando will help us continue the momentum we set with last year's record-breaking event. It's always a great pleasure to co-host this wonderful event with my dear friend Billie Jean King, said Sir Elton John. I am so pleased that we will be teaming up with the Hope and Help Center of Central Florida to raise awareness about the continuing challenges of the HIV/AIDS epidemic, both locally and nationally, and to raise urgently needed dollars for community-based HIV prevention, education, treatment, and care services. I urge all of the tennis fans and concerned citizens in the greater Orlando area to support this event and bring their families for a wonderful evening of tennis for a great cause. There we go. Milan CEO Heather Bresch said Milan is excited to be sponsoring Smash Hits for the second year in a row. Milan's mission is to provide the world's 7 billion people with access to high-quality medicine. By partnering with WTT and the Elton John AIDS Foundation, we are able to help raise funds in direct support of this mission. Further, as a leader in providing affordable treatments for HIV and AIDS, this is a cause close to our hearts, and we look forward to another great event. Tickets for the Milan WTT Smash Hits go on sale at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, September 9th. All seats are reserved and range from $50 to $125. Order tickets through www.wttsmashhits.com or Ticketmaster.com. For group sales of 10 or more tickets, call 407-574-2599. For a special pre-sale offer, fans can sign up at www.wttsmashhits.com. Special VIP packages, including VIP courtside seating and admission to the VIP reception and auction, will also be available for $500 and will directly benefit the Hope and Help Center. John and King and all players will participate in the pre-match live auction, which will include an Elton John signed piano bench and King's Wimbledon tickets, among other items. To buy VIP ticket packages or for more information, call 407-574-2599. Roddick, who is playing in his 9th smash hit event, is a former number one. Roddick won 30 singles titles on the ATP World Tour, including the 2003 U.S. Open, and was ranked top 10 for 9 consecutive years.
Ooh.
In 2001, Roddick started the Andy Roddick Foundation, a charity dedicated to
Can I just say
improving-
something?
Yeah.
Every time you say Roddick, for some reason I keep thinking you're
Riddick.
saying Andy Richter.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I'm like, wouldn't it be awesome if it was Andy Richter?
I see Roddick and I keep seeing Riddick, so I'm happy.
I saw that too at first, but then for some reason my brain switched to Richter, Andy Richter.
No.
Andy Roddick.
The Andy Roddick Foundation, a charity dedicated to improving the quality of life and enhancing educational and economic opportunities for all children based on the principle of respect for family, education, and morality. Along with Williams, Roddick joined the World Team Tennis Ownership Group in May 2013 and helped lead his Springfield Lasers to the 2013 Milan WTT Finals. Williams participated in her first smash hits in 1997, the only other time the event was held at Disney. The 4-time Olympic gold medalist has also won 44 career single titles on the WTA Tour, including 5 Wimbledon singles championships. Williams is a longtime supporter of the Milan World Team Tennis and a member of the 4-time champions Washington Castles. Additional players will be announced in the coming weeks. Over the past 2 decades, many of the biggest tennis stars have participated in the Milan WTT smash hits, including Roddick, Venus Williams, Serena Williams, the Walt Disney World Resort from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m., aka the 13th hour. The Disney villains will be waiting for your arrival as they make their way to the dead center of Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Come along for this devilishly delicious affair and a night jam-packed with 13 dastardly Disney baddies.
Sorry. We got a little excited about the dastardly daddies.
Dastardly baddies.
No, I think you said daddy.
And a host of fiendish festivities. It's a one-time event you won't soon forget, even if you try. And be on the lookout for further announcements and more details as the date of the event draws closer, only at Disney Park.
Dastardly daddies.
Backslash.
What?
Backslash Ursula
Backslash daddies.
Backslash Ursula dash Ariel dash Sebastian dash the crowd.
Keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Can you spell Maleficent?
No.
There we go. Okay. Limited time magic. Celebrate the dog days of summer. August 26th through September 2nd, 2013. The dog days of summer are coming to an end, but with a little limited time magic, there's still another chance to party during this celebration of man's best friend. Work your way over to the Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom Park, where you can dance along to the tunes of DJ K9. Right alongside popular pups
See, now that sounds awesome.
popular pups like Pluto, Bolt, and Doug too.
Now, as long as they don't get that dog that has a blog.
Maybe that's Doug.
No.
D-U-G?
Doug's from Up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
No, I don't know how many times we're gonna play Who Let the Dogs Out.
You may even spot Lilo's dog.
They got to have like a new version or something.
Lilo's, in quotation marks, Lilo's dog, Stitch, crashing the block party while you enjoy all the fun games, tasty food, and refreshing cool zones, including the watery antics of...
What makes it refreshing?
I'm getting to that. Including the watery antics
Getting
of
to that.
Drip the fire hydrant. Try to get Drip's autograph, everybody. Don't miss the chance to celebrate the summertime before it's gone completely to the dogs. Book signing with Marty Sklar to be held at Walt Disney World. Disney legend Marty Sklar will be appearing at Walt Disney World to meet and sign his new books, Dream It, Do It, My Half Century Creating Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Drip.
The fire hydrant. Remember that. He's a fire hydrant.
Because he drips.
It's exciting. You get to meet a fire
I could
hydrant.
go so many places with drip.
Okay.
Then I'm just going to let that go.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going to let that one slide.
Let's see. It's Marty Sklar's book, Dream It, Do It, Half Century Creating Disney's Magic Kingdom. Marty has a 54-year career with the Walt Disney Company. September 11th, 2013, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Writer's Shop at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And September 12th... Writer's Stop, excuse me. Thank you, Ed. Writer's Stop at Disney's Hollywood Studios. September 12th, 2013, from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Art of Disney at Downtown Disney Marketplace. And will be Downtown Disney Marketplace on the September 12th. So
we'll be there.
We'll have to go check that out.
Actually, we will be there because we'll be there for the Blogger Bowl.
That's right.
So we'll be there. So we'll go check it out.
And
hopefully Drip the fire hydrant will be there.
Because if it's a really warm day.
So it's a small closing after all?
Yeah. It's a small world closing for refurbishment in December. Curious, how long has the small world been open?
Okay, all versions? Or which, if you want all
the Magic Kingdom version.
I think since day one.
Since day one? So that's what, 1971?
Yeah. Now they did do a big refurb, I think early 2000s, late 90s. I can't remember the exact year.
So that's like 40 plus years.
Yeah.
So maybe the refurbishment are going to take all the kids and make them 40-something years old.
That would be great.
Make them older and more contemporary to...
And they're going to change the name of the ride. It's a midlife crisis after all.
We'll see. Let's see what happens. It's a Small World of the Magic Kingdom is set to close for refurbishment from December 2nd to December 12th.
You guys are all so wrong.
2013.
So bad and so wrong.
Reopening again on December 13th, 2013.
I love it, but you're just wrong.
You can view all the latest refurbishments on your smartphone by downloading our application for iPhone and Android. What would our application be, Rob?
That would be the MickeyUpdates.com smartphone application. And I didn't read that earlier with the freaking thing. Oh, well. That is the MickeyUpdates.com smartphone application. That is the MickeyUpdates.com smartphone application. That is.
Do you want to work it
the
now?
MickeyUpdates.com's
While you're filling? You want to look it up on
smartphone
your phone
application.
and tell people about
you
it?
can check the weather, check our tweets, check all our good stuff from our website, news, Twitter, all that stuff in the MickeyUpdates.com smartphone application. There's park news in there. There's park information. You can check out our sponsors if you wanted to get something from our sponsors. Like Maple Leaf tickets, you wanted to buy some tickets, you can go in the app and pull up their site through that. There's all kinds of stuff on there. So,
is there any music?
At the moment, no.
Oh, see, look, I was helping you work right into that, and
Well, I can't lie, there is no music
There
right
is
now,
no
but
music?
there will be soon.
all right,
We're working on that.
all right.
There was, and there's supposed to be, but at the moment, it's taking a hiatus. It'll be back soon.
It's
Gotcha.
all American Pied. The day died.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Nice. Let's see. Person reported dead after Disney's Magical Express bus and car crash near Epcot. A 63-year-old Walt Disney World employee was killed Friday when a bus taking tourists from Orlando International Airport to Disney resorts hit the rear of her car, the Florida Highway Patrol said. The 1996 Buick stopped in the left lane on Epcot Center Drive at about 3:25 p.m., and the westbound bus was unable to stop in time to avoid hitting it, troopers said. 36 people were on the Disney Magical Express bus, which is operated by Mears Transportation. Hang on. There we go.
You broke it.
I did. Mears Transportation Group said Sergeant Kim Montes, a Florida Highway Patrol spokeswoman.
I'm going to need that iPad. Ed.
Okay.
Two bus passengers were taken to Florida Hospital Celebration Health with minor injuries. The driver of the Buick, Solange Blaine, was pronounced dead at the same hospital. A Disney spokeswoman said she was a company cast member at one of the company's resorts. The bus driver, David Lee Morales, 33, of Gotha, was not. The crash happened under clear skies at Overpass Road near Epcot theme park.
So, speaking of the wreck, some friends of mine, I know Kevin Yee, I think Kevin Yee was the one who did this, but they actually went and researched this.
Mm-hmm.
And what they found out was there really was nothing wrong. The only thing that they could have seen, I think he said, was that when you go over that hill, it's kind of like a blind hill. So you really can't see anything. It's a hill that you come over, so it's sort of like it's a blind hill right there, so you can't see when you're coming across. So that
Disney issued a statement. We are saddened by today's tragic accident and offer our heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of the driver who passed away. Mears also issued a statement. Our deepest sympathies go out to the family of the individual who tragically lost their life in this accident. We are cooperating fully with the Florida Highway Patrol. And that's it for that article. So was there anything else?
No, that was
Okay.
it. The only other thing I say is, if you think about it, like when stuff like this happens on property, it kind of like it's Disney owning all that land is kind of a mixed blessing, because a curse and a blessing, because they own all that land, but then they're also responsible for what happens on it, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they share some responsibility for this wreck. is because of the fact that, it's on their property and they have to take some responsibility for it. But, it really had nothing to do with them whatsoever. And the person just couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's interesting. So.
California Grill reopening date confirmed for September 9th, 2013. Earlier today, Disney confirmed that the California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort will be reopening on September 9th, 2013. The popular restaurant has been closed for almost 6 months for a major refurbishment. Along with the newly remodeled interior, a revised menu will be offered. The popular flatbreads are back, but Chef Brian Piasecki,
Where? Brian Piasecki?
Yeah. Is also using the wood-burning oven for other creations such as baked local prawns with charred lemon and savory meatballs with herb orzo. Look for updates to longtime favorites such as grilled pork tenderloin, which is now the pork two ways, grilled tenderloin and lacquered pork bellies with goat cheese, polenta and mushrooms. The oak-fired fillet of beef returns with heirloom tomato risotto, marinated baby vine tomatoes, and basil. Changes to the restaurant include Mary Blair artwork, a new show-stopping wine display, 2 new communal tables, and outdoor fireworks viewing on 2 decks, one on the south and one on the north. Reservations may be made starting August 26, 2013 at www.disneyworld.com/dine or by calling 407-WDW-DINE, which would be 407-WDW-3463.
There you go.
Jack Hanna weekend returning at SeaWorld Orlando. Jack Hanna is once again returning to SeaWorld Orlando on September 14th and 15th for Jack Hanna weekend. Included with park admission, this special limited time series takes place at Nautilus Theater on Saturday, September 14th and Sunday, September 15th. Shows will be at 1:15 p.m. and 3:15 p.m. and seating is on a first come, first served basis.
First come basis.
Yes. At past events, the wildlife and conservation expert has brought clouded leopards, chatty kookaburras, penguins, and majestic eagles. Meet Jack Hanna and his animal friends up close during a special breakfast at Shark's Underwater Grill. This VIP experience features a hearty breakfast while Jungle Jack teaches guests about some of his animal friends, speaks about animal encounters, and answers questions from those in attendance. Guests will receive 1 complimentary family photo with Jack and special reserved seats at the 1:15 show. Cost is $49 for adults, $39 for children, ages 3 to 9, and children under 3 are free, but require a reservation. Past members receive a 10% discount. Also, guests can enjoy a buffet dinner at Dine with Shamu. You can meet with Jack Hanna and meet his animals' friends close up. The VIP dinner offers a menu, while Jungle Jack entertains guests with animal facts, tales of adventures, and answers questions from the attendees. Additionally, guests will receive 1 complimentary photo with Jack, 1 complimentary adult beverages for guests 21 and over, and special reserved seating at the 3:15 p.m. show. Cost is $59 for adults, $49 for children, ages 3 to 9, and children under 3 are free, but reservations are required. Past members receive a 10% discount.
Hey,
You're saying it's
go.
only $59 for this event?
$49.
Well,
Oh, $59.
that's for kids. $59 for the dinner event, the Dine with Shamu event, where you get to meet Jack Hanna.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I think that's an excellent price. You get and you get dinner with that, right?
Yeah.
The Dine with Shamu dinner,
It includes beer.
and you
That's
get
true.
a beer with it.
A beer or just
You receive 1 complimentary.
Oh, so
family photo?
and 1 complimentary adult
Oh,
beverage.
that's gay.
Oh, beer.
That's stupid.
To learn more about Jack Hanna Weekend and all of SeaWorld Orlando events, visit SeaWorldOrlando.com. Wet n Wild offering half-price admission for Florida residents.
$59 though for that package.
For a VIP package.
But basically you just get to have dinner with them.
That's cool.
I mean, it's $30. Well, you have to really be into Jack Hanna to want it. I mean, it's $30 to do the Dine with Shamu anyways, or it was.
Right. So
I don't
that's
know
why
if
I'm
it
saying
still
it's a
is.
good deal.
So it's twice the money to have dinner with Jack Hanna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are they going to do with that money? They're going to do
Yeah,
good with
but
that
I don't know
money
if I
at
want to
SeaWorld.
spend $60 to have dinner with Jack Hanna.
That's because you've already met him. So all of a sudden it's not special
Yeah,
anymore.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, if I can see him for free at the Nautilus Theater, then why would I want to pay $60 to have dinner with him?
Because you get a photo with him and you get up close and personal.
And
Kind of like we
VIP
did when we went
seating.
in VIP seating. Getting a lot in that package.
Okay,
And the
yes.
photo.
Yes.
You know, they charge at least, $15 for a photo there?
Okay.
That's a good deal. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal. You've convinced me.
Yeah, there you go. Wet n Wild Orlando is offering Florida residents half-price admission through December
Why did I
31st,
ever doubt?
2013. This offer is only available online at www.wetnwildorlando.com and must be purchased in advance. Regular daily admission is $55 plus tax, but Florida residents can enjoy all the Wet n Wild has to offer for less by purchasing an admission ticket for only $27.50, adult or child, per person plus tax. Tickets must be purchased online in advance to receive half off a regular day admission. Proof of Florida residency required at the time of redemption, and each ID is valid for up to 6 admissions. Restrictions apply, and this offer cannot be combined with other offers or discounts.
So wait a second. Regular admission is $55.
Yeah,
So they're giving it to you for $27.50.
right.
I would have to check, but I think if you pay the regular admission, I think you get to go back for a year. It's pay for a day, go for a year.
I think that's only for Florida residents.
That says this is only for Florida
This is
residents.
still
though.
for
Yes.
Florida residents.
That's what I'm telling you, though.
Yeah.
So why pay the $27?
If you're only gonna go once,
if you know you're only going to go once.
yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it costs $55. I'm gonna look it up because I don't think it costs $55 to go to Wet n Wild.
All right, I'm going to finish the article.
Because it was
Buy you some time.
It was $45 to go, and then I mean it's straight from them. I'll check it out. I mean, let's see here.
Wet n Wild Orlando, the world's first water park as recognized by the World Water Park Association, introduced the world to the water park concept in 1977. Today, over 15 themed rides and attractions comprise an arsenal of thrills that provide guests an exciting variety of ways to share the rush with family and friends.
So $50 is what it costs for a buy a day, get the rest of the year free.
For Florida residents?
Yeah, so I mean, you really have to. I mean, $27. I mean, it's nice, but like, I don't know. I mean, and plus it goes through December 31st, which is, well, this goes to December 31st too, so it starts from the day of activation. So I mean, it goes today till December 31st, so you don't really get a year. Let's see what the annual pass
So
is.
for what? A little bit more money?
Yeah, so for a little bit more money, you can go for the rest of the year, is what I'm saying.
You go twice and
Yeah, you've paid for it.
more than paid for it.
And I mean, you can go unlimited pass for the year, advance purchase $82 plus tax. So I mean, you could go for a full year, and that would cover you for the next year's summer too. So I don't know. My brain's just working. Sorry, I'll stop saying everything sucks.
Yeah, you're kind of on it tonight, are you?
No, I'm just saying it seems like a better deal to me.
I think that was valid, actually.
A better deal to me to get the buy a day and go. But then again, looking at it, it's like, okay, well, if I buy that, it goes until December 31st, and Wet n Wild closes a lot, and from like August till January when it's cold. I mean, they close for like refurb and stuff. So thinking about it, I mean, you'd have to go like now. You'd have to go like a lot now, like in September and the end of this month to really get your use out of it, I think. But, you know, that's just my thing. I don't know. I have to look at their schedule and see when they're open.
It's a fun place. When we went, we had a
It
blast.
is. It's a blast. And we're going to go back soon, too. So
I hope so. Fun.
Oh, we
And that's it for the news.
Oh, wait. And I have more for you.
And that's not it for the news.
That's it for Mark's news.
That's it for my news.
We're on to Rob's news.
I'll finish my beer now.
No.
You, sir, are awesome. All right. Moving on to some more news here from Universal. Horror film icon American Werewolf in London to become all-new haunted house at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. You can feel someone or something following you, but it's already too late. The hair raising on the back of your neck is the last thing you feel before you're ripped limb from limb by the bloodthirsty beast.
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
The terrifying classic American Werewolf in London will become an all-new haunted house at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights 23. Universal Orlando's entertainment team is partnering with the film's critically acclaimed writer and director John Landis to create a disturbingly real haunted house experience that pays homage to one of the greatest lycanthropic stories ever told.
Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy?
That's werewolfism.
Lycanthrop.
Well, no, you said it right, but
Oh.
it comes from the word lycanthropy, which is werewolfism.
Oh, okay. I like it. The iconic film follows two American college students, Jack and David, as they backpack across the moors of England on a misty full moon night. The men are attacked by a supernatural creature that kills Jack and taints David with his horrific curse. When the full moon rises again, the killing spree continues. This time the blood is on David's hands. Beginning September 20th, guests will step inside the film and experience a retelling of the horror classic, from the attack on the British moors to the hospital nightmares to witnessing the bone-crunching transformation of David from human to bloodthirsty werewolf. Guests will encounter David's vicious werewolf form as he wreaks bloody chaos through London's subway tunnel, Piccadilly Circus, and more. It's terrific that guests will be able to actually experience some of the scarier scenes from the film, said John Landis, writer and director of American Werewolf in London. I had fun working with the Universal team to bring one of my more insane movies to life. An American Werewolf in London is a must-see for any true horror fan, said Mike Aleo,
Yes, it is.
creative director for Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. The Haunted Maze mirrors John Landis' horrifying story, and having him work with us in the creative process was really the only way this could authentically come to life. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights runs select nights through September 20th to November 2nd. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit www.halloweenhorrornights.com/Orlando.
That's exciting because that's a great movie for one, and two, as far as any werewolf movie, the transformation from human to werewolf, there has never been a movie that has recreated it better than that. It's the first movie that ever did a full body transformation all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Not just showing like the face change, like they did in The Howling. In The Howling, they just showed like the face change, and then you saw like the hands. I mean, you saw him, just change everywhere, and lying on his back, and you could see his haunches coming up. And it was all done with physical effects. It wasn't done with any computer-generated graphics.
Wow.
So if you get a chance to rent the movie, see the movie, or maybe even that part's online somewhere that you can see, it is the best human to werewolf transformation ever.
You think outside the house they're going to play Werewolves in London?
Yeah, I hope so. Warren Zevon, Werewolves in London. Ow.
I think they actually played the song in Monsters Cafe. So
Where?
Monsters Cafe.
Yeah, really? I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, moving on to some Busch Gardens news. Busch Gardens Tampa welcomed two baby reticulated giraffes last month. Within an hour of birth, the calves were standing, and within 2 hours were nursing. Cupid, a 15-year-old giraffe, welcomed her seventh calf on June 11th. The male calf weighed 188 pounds and was more than 6 feet tall. Tessa, an 18-year-old giraffe, welcomed her sixth calf on June 19th, a female weighing 145 pounds and standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. Giraffes are the tallest mammals on Earth, with males standing close to 18 feet tall and females standing close to 16 feet tall. The gestation period for a giraffe is between 14 to 15 months, and the female gives birth while standing. Wow, that's interesting. The reticulate giraffe is one of 9 subspecies of giraffe and are easy to distinguish because of their distinct net-like pattern, brown-orange spots on their thick white lines. They are found in southern Somalia, Ethiopia, and down into northeastern Kenya. The baby giraffes are now on the Serengeti Plain. At Busch Gardens, the best view is from the Serengeti Train or the Edge of Africa area of the park. For a closer look, guests can receive a Serengeti Safari, which is an open truck tour offering guests a unique look at the 75-acre Serengeti Plain habitat, where they will encounter African wildlife and even hand-feed giraffes with the help of an expert guide. Busch Gardens is owned by SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, one of the world's foremost zoological organizations, and a worldwide leader in animal welfare, training, husbandry, and veterinary care. The company collectively cares for one of the largest animal collections on the North American continent and has helped lead advances in the care of species in zoological facilities and in the conservation of wild populations. And moving on to more SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment news. SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment salutes veterans with Waves of Honor special online offer. In addition to the current Waves of Honor military salute program offering complimentary admission to members of America's Armed Forces, SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment is honoring all the men and women who have previously served as members of the U.S. Armed Services. Qualifying service members and veterans include active duty, retired, honorably separated officers, and enlisted personnel of the U.S. military. The special offer provides 50% off single-day admission to the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Parks and Sesame Place for veterans and service members and as many as 5 guests. Tickets must be purchased by November 11th and redeemed by December 20th, 2013. We're proud to extend this special offer to the 22 million U.S. veterans and their friends and families in celebration of their service, said Jim Atchison, President and Chief Officer of SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. Man, I'm having a hard time today. And it has always been an honor to host members of the military and their families at our parks each year, and this extends that appreciation even further. Qualified U.S. service veterans, our members and veterans, must purchase discounted tickets in advance at wavesofhonor.com/special offer or at participating military bases and present valid military ID and or proof of service. Active duty military who have visited the parks using the Waves of Honor complimentary mission can also take advantage of this special offer. The SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment Military Salute Program, previously known as Here's to the Heroes, was created in 2001. The park has played host to more than 6 million service members and their families since the program debuted. SeaWorld Orlando, Busch Gardens Tampa, and SeaWorld San Diego operate year-round. The remaining parks are seasonal. Each park's operating schedule is available online. The program does not include Discovery Cove in Orlando or Aquatica SeaWorld's water park. Rules of eligibility can be found at wavesofhonor.com and are subject to change. Tickets have full paid value towards any upgrade. SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment reserves the right to terminate the program. So that's cool. You get that discount for our active service. And the cool part is the last part they said there about the full value. Mm-hmm. So you may be paying half for the ticket, but it still has a full value. So if you want to add on more days or if you want to trade it in for an annual pass,
yeah,
you only pay the difference of what someone that, bought a regular's day pass would pay. So it may only be another $10, $20 for you to upgrade to a pass for a year or so.
That makes it a pretty cheap annual pass.
Exactly. So you got a good deal there. So
Well, it's a good way to say thank you for our people that.
it is. It is a very good way.
We need the.
Oh, sorry. So it's a very good way for them to give back. I really applaud them. If you don't already know, if you are active military in your family, you can go to SeaWorld free of charge 1 day a year. You get one pass per year. You can go to SeaWorld or Busch Gardens and use that pass for that. So there you go. And here's Ed with the
We're
weather.
gonna start with the weather, starting with
The weather.
Sunday, August 24th. It will be a high of 72. A high of 90, low of 72 with thunderstorms. On Monday, it's a chance of thunderstorm with a high of 88 and a low of 72. And on Tuesday, a chance of thunderstorm and a high of 91 and a low of 72. And on Wednesday, it's a chance of thunderstorm with a high of 90 and a low of 73.
More rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
And far as rumors, one that, and this one got me thinking something else, is we're going to go to Hollywood Studios, is supposedly Starbucks is going to go to starring roles.
I think that's been a confirmed thing. I don't think that's a confirmed thing.
That's not...
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was confirmed.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that confirmed.
Yeah, I heard that confirmed. Disney confirmed that the other day.
Okay. Well, then...
So rumors can be confirmed.
Now, then we'll bring up the second part, is my thought is, well, I really thought it was going to be Ryder's Stop. But then you have to think, well, why wouldn't it be? Could Ryder's Stop be going away, which is located on Streets of America?
I don't think so. Why would it go away? You mean for Star Wars Land?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But yes, yeah. I heard it was a confirmed thing from Disney somewhere.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. Yeah, Disney Parks blog confirmed.
Okay. Okay, they must have been recently confirmed.
Starring Rolls Cafe to become Starbucks.
Okay.
So eventually, it's becoming the same thing that it is now, just with Starbucks.
I don't think it has anything to do. I don't ever think that Ryder Stop would become a Starbucks. I never thought of that because of the fact that it's not big enough. I mean, they don't have the seating for a Starbucks.
You don't need seating. It's a Disney. You can just walk in, get your coffee, and walk around the park.
But
I could see that.
The one on Main Street has no seating.
But look at Fountain View. Fountain View has seating.
What about the one on Main Street that has no seating?
Well, I still think they would want to have seating at most of the parks. I mean, the only reason that they took over Main Street Bakery was because of the fact that it was Main Street Bakery. I mean, it's the most iconic place on Main Street for them to put somewhere that serves coffee and treats. So that to me makes sense. But starring roles make sense to me because they have the seating there and they already serve a lot of cakes and things like that. Which I'm not saying Ryder Stop doesn't either, but they just don't have the seating. And Fountain View has. I think if they had their choice, they would choose somewhere. Where else would they put it on in Main Street? Where else could it go?
It can't go on Main Street.
It can't go anywhere
not
else.
Not Hollywood Studios.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm talking about. He's talking about Starbucks being at Main Street Bakery.
Right.
I'm saying where else could it have gone at Magic Kingdom?
Couldn't have.
There really is no other place for it to go.
No.
So really, that's it. Now at Hollywood, they have a choice. You know, I think they would choose the one with the seats because they want people to be able to sit.
I'm sure they'll serve Starbucks coffee at Ryder Stop though.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll serve it.
Right,
and
but it's not going to be a full service kind of thing.
No, but I mean they'll just keep it what it is now and serve Starbucks coffee. I mean they have pretty much the full deal.
That's already there.
I mean they won't necessarily have. I mean they may not. I mean they may just serve the Starbucks coffee and then all the other stuff will be non-Starbucks stuff because they have like frozen coffees and frozen drinks and all this other stuff. So that stuff may just not be it, and they won't take the Starbucks card there. But you know they'll still. You know they'll do that, but Fountain View has the seats, so I would imagine they would want to have something with seats. Mm-hmm. Now, Fountain View did test open today too, by the way. So, and I know the Andersons went and checked it out, and they said that it was nice. It wasn't done completely yet; they hadn't finished decorating it yet, but it looked nice inside, and it was just Starbucks. It's like a newer version of Fountain View, a more modern version of Fountain View Bakery, but with Starbucks. So, which is funny because Fountain View started out as a coffee shop, and it was a really good coffee shop, and they had like cookies, and they had really good cookies in there. I remember when I was a kid, we used to stop there all the time. And then they switched to ice cream, which I thought was kind of was not near as good as what they had before. And then they switched back to coffee. So get that milk smell out of the hallways there from that ice cream. You know what I'm talking about when you walk through Communicore and it smells like milk.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was the ice cream. It smells like old milk because they have the ice cream in there. I mean, it's not like a bad smell. It's just a little bit of an annoying smell.
Yeah.
But maybe they are gonna close down Ryder Stop. I don't know. I can't. I don't see.
It's a rumor. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on that one too. I mean, it's too far over. It's connected to Sci-Fi Drive-In.
And it's just another place you can get coffee.
Yeah,
you can get them at both places.
But and also, I think another reason they didn't choose it is because it would be too close to construction.
Well, I mean that may be true, but I really think it had to do with that one had seats. I think if I was running Hollywood and I had to make a decision of where to put it, and I had to choose between Starring Rolls and the other one, then I would pick Starring Rolls just because they have seats and it's more of a seating area.
It makes more sense.
People can hang out for a while, get a coffee, sit. I mean, the grab and go thing works at Magic, but that's just because, they made it bigger. I mean, there were seats inside the Main Street Bakery before they changed it, but they also doubled the bakery in size and put in 2 lines now, so it's more efficient. So, I don't know. But, yeah, we'll see. Is that it?
Should be Dunkin' Donuts coffee anyway.
That's about all I got.
Oh, okay.
Dunkin' Donuts is much better than Starbucks coffee.
Coffee-wise, but not every other drink-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, coffee-wise, yeah.
Coffee. Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
What about all the other drinks?
I like just coffee.
Well, you, sir, are no fun.
Well, you're going to get a Frappuccino next time.
I don't need a Frappuccino, Macchiato, Caramel,
Venti.
Sugar Delight.
Well, that's what you're getting next time.
A caramel,
Macchiato.
venti, sugar.
Venti.
Delight.
20 ounces. Venti.
That was a good movie. Okay, moving on from that. Let's see. Last week, we got the chance to go back to Player One again, which was always fun. And we got the chance to check out Blizzard Beach, which actually surprised the heck out of me when we went the other time.
Oh, we also went to Sea Dog.
We went to Sea Dog, too, and we'll talk about that, too. We went to Blizzard Beach last Saturday, and it was actually really packed. And I was kind of a little shocked because I didn't think it'd be packed, but it was. It was pretty packed. So it was rather interesting. Most of the Summit Plummet was pretty much a 60-minute wait all day.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I waited maybe a little bit to go on to the ski lift to get to the top, and then we did a few slides up there. We did Ed did the family river raft ride with us, the big raft thing, and then I did a few other slides.
Ed getting daring.
And then
did you like it?
No.
No? That's not your first time on it though.
No, that was my first time on it.
It was. I thought you went last time you went.
No.
Considered, I guess it still is technically summer. I mean, it was a weekend day, so I can see why it was packed, but it was pretty crazy packed. But I will say this, one of my biggest tips for people if you're going to Blizzard is when you're going to find a seat or somewhere to sit, my biggest advice that I can offer you is don't even mess with the front. Go straight to the back, as far back as you can. And if you go way the furthest back in the end of the park, in the middle, there's three like sections for chairs. There's one if you start from the right side, if you're facing towards the back of the park. If you start towards the right, there's one set of seats there, and it's like a little section. And then next to that, there's another section. And in that section, there's another. It has a little pathway that goes into the back where there's some more seats. Now, if you go all the way into the back there, it's the day that we were there, even on a packed day, it was empty.
Wow.
Pretty much the whole day. I mean, there was maybe like one other family there, but it was
it hard
empty.
to get to?
No, it's not hard. It's right there. You just walk right to it. People just don't see it back there.
There you go.
So I mean, we put our stuff back there and had our stuff back there, and actually, we were waiting for someone, so I took a nap back there, and it was pretty awesome actually, and so did everybody else that was back there, because all the people that came back to that section, it was quiet. There was really nothing much going on. It was in the back. It was secluded, and it was a great nap spot. So a lot of people were napping back there. But it was just great. We had a great time back there. We had all our stuff back there, and we had a great time at the park. And we got through a few of the slides. I know we did like there was like I forget the name of the slide, but there is not a raft, but what do you call those things that you slide on, the that you hold on to?
Toboggan.
Yeah, the toboggan thing. Yeah, that's a great thing.
The toboggan.
The racing toboggan.
Yeah. I always forget what you call those things. There was something else we used to call them. I forgot. But yeah, toboggan.
Well, it's just a mat, really.
Yeah, it's just a mat.
Just a styrofoam mat kind of thing there.
We did that. The one ride I do like there is they have a timed, like tube slide, where they let like two of you go down at the same time, but it's timed and they drop you at the same time and you go down. I like that one, but that one's always like an hour wait. But the reason why I think that is
short ride.
I think the reason why that is because they only let two people go at once, and they have to load that sucker, and then then you pick up your raft at one spot, and then you go to another spot to get on the ride, and it's just like a mess. We did the family raft ride. We hung out in the wave pool, and that's another thing too. I had forgotten this, but I was thoroughly disappointed in the wave pool at Blizzard Beach. I don't know about you guys, but I was thoroughly disappointed.
Well, the wave pool.
I mean, it's not really compared to Typhoon. It's not really a wave pool.
Yes,
it's really like nothing. It's
very small.
It's very small, and it doesn't do waves. It just does like these little it's like you're in a boat and the boat is rocking, and it literally, like, I'm not gonna lie, it literally makes me seasick. You're just sitting there and you're like blah, blah, and you're like moving around back and forth, and you barely move. And I literally, like, if you've been on a boat, because I've been on a boat in the Keys, and where it's like really popping up and down, that's what this felt like, and it was not like fun. I was like, this is not cool, and they have no rafts in there, so you just sit there and back and forth, and there's no big waves that come to knock you over. It's not like Typhoon.
No, and the worst part is when the waves are running, there's a wind sound effect, and it literally sounds like a broken record. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, it's like...
Nuts. That kind of drive me nuts.
Wait, when the waves are running, the waves run all the time.
And they have a sound effect. It's supposed to sound like wind. And when you hear it, it really sounds like a broken record. Like, that's the best way to describe it.
Wow.
Like, that's how... Like, it's like on repeat. And
I didn't hear that.
It's more. It's more towards the back by the rocks. If you go behind the rocks, you can totally hear it.
Oh gosh, yeah, you had to hang back there to get us on the sides to wait for us for the slides.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did them. One of the cool things though about Blizzard Beach though is it does have one of the deepest pools on property, and interesting enough, the deepest pool on property is in the kids area.
Wow.
They have a basically an 8-foot, like 7 inches pool. It's almost like a 9-foot pool there. And the reason why they have this is because they have sort of this like zip line thing. They zip line down, and then when you get to the bottom, you like fall off into the water. So it's really deep. But adults can't go on that, I found out, which I was kind of disappointed about.
Yeah.
But they do have a slide next to it, which adults can go on. So I got to experience the 8-foot pool at Blizzard Beach, and it was pretty cool actually. So we did that, and that was really awesome. It was okay. The only thing I'll say is this: I've been to Blizzard a few times. Comparing the two, Typhoon and Blizzard, I have to say I like Typhoon a lot better. Blizzard, riding, it's if the ski lift isn't working, it's a lot of walking to get to the top of the. Typhoon's a little bit better. It's not. You're not climbing a hill the whole time.
Yeah, because Blizzard Beach.
You're climbing that hill, to get up there.
You can't get on really just about anything at Blizzard Beach without climbing that hill.
The steps seem like they never end. But they have the ski lift, but you have to wait for the ski lift, and then if there's any change in the weather, like a slight change in the weather at all, they close the ski lift down. I know, the skies got dark and they closed the ski lift. It's like, so you can't take that, and then you have to walk, and then it's like by the time you get up there, you're tired to do anything. And then if you want to ride Summit Plummet, you have to climb more stairs to the top of Summit Plummet, which Summit Plummet, I mean, it's a great ride. It's fast. It's thrilling, but it always hurts me something fierce. And every time I ride it, I didn't ride it this time. There was no way I was going to wait 60 minutes for a ride that I knew was knowingly going to hurt me.
It's going to cause you pain and last seconds.
Yeah, it lasts seconds, and it was going to hurt me bad. So I knew there was no way that was going to happen. So I let that go, and did all the other slides, and I tried to do all of them. The only thing I'll say for like the slides and stuff is or for the water park is the lazy rivers. Now, I like the lazy rivers at both parks. The one at Blizzard is interesting because of the fact that it shoots cold water. Like some of the water effects shoot really freezing cold water at you.
When you're going into the caves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The ice skater
drips.
There's a guy that like sneezes out
ice skater.
The chimney. Yeah, the ice skater sneezes and the chimney shoots out like freezing cold water. And that's cool. My only complaint about the lazy river, I mean, this may have been I didn't see it this bad at Typhoon, although there was some stuff at Typhoon. The lazy river at Blizzard was pretty dirty. There was a lot of stuff like floating in it, like leaves and stuff from the trees, and I don't know, it kind of turned me off a little bit. I didn't go in there as much as I would have.
Well, with the majority of people that were there, that probably was on their feet when they went in, so it's tough to keep
and there was a guy.
clean.
Well, there's trees around the pool. I think that's what it is. That they're dropping in there, and there was a guy trying to clean it out. But I can imagine you're like you said, it's tough to keep that clean.
Yeah, it's more than a full-time job.
Yeah, he was sitting there for a while, so we went around that a few times. But I have to say, between the two, I like Typhoon better. I think Typhoon, like Humunga Cowabunga, is a great slide. It's not as it's got sort of the same intensity as Summit Plummet, in that it's sort of a like straight down 90-degree slide type deal, but it doesn't have the same pain. And also the line is usually a lot shorter. The other thing is too, Typhoon has Crushing Gusher, which is definitely a favorite of mine because it's a water roller coaster, and you're in a tube. And it's just a fun ride. And then you have like the storm slides, which are great. And then on top of that, you throw in the swimming in the back there, the Shark Reef, going through Shark Reef and doing all that. It's just an awesome experience. So I really enjoyed going back there and doing all that stuff, and it was just a fun time. Ed, let me see that real fast. Now, so my pick for water park, and I can't speak for Ed, but I think I can speak for Ed here, is that Typhoon is the best, in my opinion.
Yep.
I mean, I still am more of a Aquatica fan because I like the lazy river at Aquatica, and I've heard they're going to do some expansions and add more slides, which will make me more happy.
You mean Aquatica?
Yeah, Aquatica.
Oh, good. So
I've heard some rumors that they're going to do an expansion there and add some more slides to the left of the wave pool. And I really like Aquatica. Is probably my favorite water park in Orlando, hands down. It's just a much bigger water wave pool. They have two wave pools, essentially. I love the slides they have there. I love the Commerce and Dolphins. I love it's not really a lazy river, but they have the
Rose Rapids.
The Rose Rapids, which, and they do really well about keeping the Rose Rapids, and there's another lazy river. I forgot the name. It's like an actual lazy river.
Loggerhead
Lane, which is really, they're both kept immaculately clean, and there's nothing in them. And the other thing is, too, one of the big selling points for me at Aquatica is the cleanliness of the changing stations and the restrooms at those parks, or at Aquatica. Because one of my I'm not really a germaphobe, but when it comes to water parks, I kind of am, because sometimes they can be rather nasty. I mean, when I see thick water in front of a urinal, I get a little nervous because you don't know if someone missed, and then it's not a good time. So the good news is at all the Disney water parks, I've seen water like build up around there. I know they try to keep someone in there to clean it all the time, but it just doesn't happen. Aquatica is constantly the cleanest. Absolutely. Both, they have two like changing areas in the park, and both of them with showers and all that, both of them are constantly kept up. There's always someone in there. The guy, literally, his job is just to squeegee the bathroom 24/7 and get the water out.
Wow.
And that is just fantastic. I mean, literally, that is probably the best selling point of the SeaWorld water park is that guy in there, because it is so clean and immaculate. I mean, usually I'm wearing sandals when I go in there. At SeaWorld, I do not feel the need to wear sandals. I can walk around. It's constantly dry. There's never any water when I go in there. It's just they do a really good job of keeping it clean. So part of it has to do with the fact that they have giant mats as you're walking in that absorb the water that you kind of drip off there when you first walk in. And then the other half has to do with them constantly squeegeeing the area in there. So that big kudos to them for keeping it clean. And that's just fantastic. Now, moving on from that, the other day we got to go to have dinner at a new restaurant that has opened up. I wouldn't say recently, but opened up not too long ago, and that is the Sea Dog Brewing Co. Now, Sea Dog Brewing Co. is located in the same plaza as Player One, and we were actually going to Player One, so we decided to try this first. Sea Dog Brewing Co. they have their own beers, their own different flavors of beers, and so on and so forth. And then they have food and all kinds of other stuff. It's just a really awesome place. So we did that the other day. Now, when we got to Sea Dog, what is this here? When we got to Sea Dog, one of the first things I ordered from Sea Dog was a beer flight. And they actually had a few beers here. I had a raspberry beer. It's like a fruity raspberry beer, which was actually really good. I had a blueberry beer, which had a blueberry in it, which was that was my favorite. I had a blonde ale, and then I had a summer ale, which they were both fantastic beers. Fantastic.
What, about 8 ounces or so?
Yeah, they're about 8 ounces, 6 ounces, something like that.
I think it was 8.
8, okay. So it was just fantastic. Here, let me pull up the menu and I'll tell you exactly what I had here. Ed, oh well, you don't have it. But yeah, I had that. It was just fantastic. Really good beer selection. I mean, they have probably, let's see, probably about 20 to 30 craft beers. I think. What was it, about 20 to 30, Ed?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're no help.
Exactly.
They had about 20 to, what? It just had me type that in and then. But they had about 20 to 30 craft beers, which was fantastic. Here we go, beer menu. I'll tell you right now. Pulling it up. 1, 2, 3. About 10 beers. I had and they have them listed on the beer menu from lightest to darkest. I had the raspberry ale, and then there was a blueberry ale, and then there was seasonal beers, but they're not listed on this menu. So
Did it say how big your beers were each? There's a sampler.
no, it doesn't say. This is a 5-beer
Go
sampler.
up to the top. Was that a hazelnut porter?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious.
Hazelnut porter. So there you go.
Wow.
So we have to go, Mark.
Just to get that.
So now
You know me, I like dark beer.
they have breakfast there too. I didn't know they had breakfast.
For real?
It says breakfast.
They have beer for breakfast?
Might have to. Oh, that's a different Sea Dog. Sorry. Here we go. Now we went to the one. Like I said, it's right in the same plaza. It's off of Palm Parkway. 8496 Palm Parkway, Atlanta, Florida. The same plaza as it's a separate building, but it's in the same kind of strip mall area as Player One. So we went there, and you'll see it. It's a big building there.
Right near Kobe, isn't it? The Kobe.
Yep, on that side there. And as you walk in, you can tell it's a very beer-oriented restaurant. They had the lights were the like chandeliers on the tables were like beer bottles that were cleaned out and like taking the labels off, and they had lights in them. It was actually really cool. It was cool stuff. And then they had like the big beer vats everywhere, and it was really cool. Now, for our meal, I started off with the French onion soup, crock of caramelized onions, and a rich beef broth with crustades and melted Swiss cheese. So it was actually pretty good. My only complaint about the appetizers were a few of us ordered appetizers and got them with our meal instead of before our meal. So I really have to learn to start ordering appetizers and before I order my meal. Like ordering it and then waiting until they come before I order my meal, because it seems to be an ongoing theme with restaurants nowadays is you order your appetizer and then they come back later and you order your entree, and then you wait for your appetizer, and then they brought out my appetizer, my soup, and then I literally got 2 bites into it and then my food was there. So it's kind of like, what the heck?
Bit overwhelmed.
Yeah. Now, Ed, what did you get when you went there?
Shrimp and grits.
Ed got the shrimp and grits, which is on here. You got the barbecue shrimp and bacon cheddar grits, creamy applewood smoked bacon and cheddar cheese grits top the chipotle barbecue shrimp, and fresh avocado, tomato, and salsa. That was $14.99. Ed got that. And how was that, Ed?
Oh, it was great. It was very great. The shrimp was great. The bacon was great. The grits were great. It was all good.
That was one heck of a rousing review.
Sounded great.
I know. It's a very I guess the word is heavy meal, because if you look at the picture, it does. When you look at our picture, it looks a little small. But I literally ate all the shrimps and took like 1 bite, and I was like, I'm done.
Well, but you don't eat that much anyway, so
Yeah, you kind of eat like a bird.
yeah, you kind of eat like a bird, so you have no say.
But I imagine grits are pretty heavy and.
Yeah. Okay. Ed's like looking at me funny. I thought he was looking at me funny.
No.
Okay. Now, I tried something different this time that I'd never seen before, but I had to try it because it sounded very interesting. And that was a salmon burger. It is salmon, arugula, shallots, garlic, and dill, caper, aioli, tomato, pickle, and onion served on a toasted bun. And it literally was like ground salmon like mashed up into a patty and served to me, and it was fantastic. The sauce that came with it, the garlic and dill caper sauce, was fantastic. I actually got some on the side for my fries because it was so good, and I was dipping my burger into it. It was really good. The burger had onions on top. It was just fantastic. I didn't get any tomato on mine, but I got pickle and onion, and it was fantastic. $10.99. And I wanted to try something different, and I've never seen a salmon burger before, so it was actually really good. So all in all, it was an excellent restaurant. We had a great time, enjoyed it. The food was fantastic. It was just really good all around. We'll definitely go back. We'll have to take Mark back when we go later or early next month on the 12th and 13th. Maybe we'll.
I think I'm gonna get the Game Changer.
Oh yeah,
That looks good.
bison and venison.
Yeah.
Dusted with smoked paprika
Chili
and chili
powder.
powder.
Yeah.
Topped with sea dog, blueberry barbecue sauce, bacon, and boursin cheese.
Yeah, bacon.
How does that sound, Mark?
Like bacon.
Boursin
That sounds
cheese.
great. It's great. I'll take 2.
Actually, you're gonna get the salmon burger.
No, I'm not getting the salmon burger.
You're gonna get the salmon
I'm
burger.
not getting any seafood. You
Now,
guys know better.
Sea Dog Brewing Co., from what I understand, does sell their beers in stores. So you can buy some of their beers in stores. You can buy, you might be able to buy the hazelnut porter at Publix. I don't know. I've heard that you can.
No, I bought raspberry there.
Yeah. I know the blueberry is fantastic. They actually had a blueberry in it, and it added
You said
a
that
lot
like
of
3
flavor.
times. You must be so jazzed that they had a blueberry in it.
I was. Because it
So
added
jazzed.
a
Oh my
lot.
God, look, a blueberry.
It added a lot to the flavor
Did
profile
the blueberry
of the beer.
taste
Well, that's
like
how it makes-
blueberry?
Because it it had a blueberry flavor without it in there, but the extra blueberry made it taste better.
They had a snozberry ale with the real snozberry in it.
Oh yeah,
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
because we are the dreamers of dreams. And so it was awesome. It was good. We'll definitely go back if you're in the area looking for something out of the ordinary to eat too. That's not. I mean, it is sort of a touristy area, but it's not. If you're thinking about going to Player One and you want to go to eat somewhere beforehand that's in the same plaza, this is a good choice. Or if you're staying in that area off of Palm Parkway and you want to do something, this is a good choice. So, check it out. It's really good. Sea Dog Brewing Company. Really, really good stuff. Now, and then we went to Player One, had a good time that night at Player One, played a bunch of games, drank more hard root beer, just had an awesome time. Had a few tournaments on the off-road racing game. It was just a great night, so we'll definitely be going back there.
It's got to be a regular stop.
Yeah, it is a regular stop.
That's an
funny.
awesome place.
I can't wait till they get more memberships. I need to get a membership. But, all right, moving on from that, I am going to go into here. I have an interview with Corinne and Daniel Anderson. They went to the D23 Expo for us, and I'm going to play this interview for you guys, and I'll let you hear this. Now, they covered the expo for us. They had a good time. They went out there, checked out the merchandise, did the panels, did some of the panels, all kinds of stuff, and all that great stuff. So I'll just let them talk about that here, and I'm going to play this interview right now for you guys. So here we go. Hi, this is Robert from Mickey Updates, and we're sitting here with Corinne and Daniel Anderson from DisneyLifestylers.com, and they actually covered the D23 Expo for us, and we're pre-recording this interview for the show tonight, and they wanted to talk a little bit about their experience at D23 and things they liked and didn't like and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead. Ed's here as well. We'll go ahead and let them talk and let us know what their favorite things were and what they liked and all kinds of stuff. So here you go, guys.
All right. Hi, Mickey Updates. Thank you for having us.
So D23 Expo. Well, do you want to start?
Yeah, it was extremely busy. 3 days, and we couldn't even cover half of what we wanted to cover.
It's amazing fun, but it's a lot of stuff. It's way more. If you think you're going to be bored, if you go to the expo, you will not be bored at all. There's so much stuff to do, and you can't do it all, and it's just amazing, basically.
However, I do recommend bringing an iPad or a phone or a DS or something, because you have to pretty much wait 3 hours in line to get into the panels.
Some stuff.
Some stuff, of course, you can get it.
Stuff.
Yeah,
they're really popular. I mean, if there's a big celebrity or Disney celebrity, you're gonna have to wait, but it's usually worth it. And
is that part of the reason why you guys didn't get to see everything you wanted to see?
Yeah, basically, because you sit in line, and I mean, we also waited in line for the shops, like the Disney Store shop, and there's a line for everything. So we stood in line for that for 2 hours just to buy stuff.
Luckily, we were two people, so I could go away and do some stuff. I looked into Disney Infinity. I could look at that, and then I go back in line, and she can go out and.
Yeah, that's the good part. Nobody really complains if you save a spot in line for somebody else. At least if 20 people shows up and just jumps in, but nobody said anything, so that's really good. So
if you're one person, you can one person can go off here, and the other person can wait in line.
Yeah. Everybody's very understanding, because most people do the same. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was a lot of, just waiting in line, but the panels were extremely good, so it was definitely worth it.
What was your favorite?
My favorite, I have to say, was the Disney Interactive presentation. I'm a big Disney Infinity guy, so seeing all this stuff, we got to see some previews, some never before gameplay. That was fantastic.
Yeah. And even for me, I'm not a big gamer or anything, but they had, like, when they showed the new Fantasia game, they had an orchestra. The Walt Disney Orchestra came out and played the which was amazing. So even for me, And I mean, when I saw the Disney Infinity game and the animated app, I mean, it's stuff even for people who's not big gamers. I got interested. So.
Oh yeah, the app looked really well designed.
Yeah.
And they've actually put in a lot of effort into that app.
Yeah.
I know it's a kind of pricey. I think it's
$14.
$14
For the animation.
Yeah, the animation app for iPad.
But I think it's worth it because it was just amazing, and they will update it, and you got to see new stuff like from Frozen. So they have like art from Frozen in there already, even though the movie's not released.
Yeah,
so.
There was a lot of, and I've seen previews of the app, and there's a lot of animation and a lot of stuff in there that you would normally have to go to, say, Hollywood Studios or something to partake in.
Yeah.
You know, the drawing and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
And they have a lot of info in the app too. So it's just like all the info you wanted. They had songs, so you could get a playlist of all the Disney songs from every movie, and there's direct links to iTunes if you wanted to buy them, which I thought was pretty good also.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We do listen to a lot of Disney music, so that coming.
A lot of Disney fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And on the panel you liked?
I like the concert, the Sherman and Mencken concert.
Yeah. So did a lot of other people. I think that
Yeah.
was like
The Sherman, or Richard Sherman never disappoints.
No.
So.
He really didn't.
He was amazing, but I mean, I'm a big Disney princess fan, so when Mencken came out and he just did like every princess movie you can imagine, and even the Pocahontas is not considered a princess, but he did those songs too, and he just he killed himself. He was just he had a stack, just that Mencken, he brought out a stack of music sheets that he wanted to go through. So he played for so long. I mean, the concert went over 1.5 hours or something, what they had put in the schedule. So he did every song he's ever written, it felt which was amazing. So, I mean, you can't complain. It was great.
And then we had the live action
panel, which we decided not to wait for so long. So we waited maybe an hour. So we got into the overflow, which was a new thing for this expo. And I thought it was great.
It was just as good as actually being there.
I mean, that was a smart idea of them because you could fill, it was a pretty big area, so you could fill a lot of people in there. And for waiting an hour, because we did not want to go up early that morning, I thought it was great. We got to see all the trailers. They had
Now, what was the overflow room? Was that just a room with a TV or something, or?
No, they had five big screens, huge screens. And that was kind of to the left of the arena. So they just sectioned that area off with curtains and put up chairs. But it looked the same way as if you go into the arena, except they didn't have a stage. So
okay.
So it was a good seat. You saw everything good. You had great sound. Nothing to complain about that. I mean, for waiting an hour, if you don't want to be you have to get up really early and wait for a couple hours, I would totally do that. So, I mean, because you see the trailers, you got to see the celebrities on the screen. That's fine with me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to see the celebrities, that's probably one that you...
There was some rumors that Angelina Jolie was going to come out as Maleficent.
Which
probably would have been cool if you were in the arena to see that, but luckily she didn't come out as Maleficent. So
but she did come out.
Yeah.
But not in a costume.
Yeah.
Oh, she did come out.
Yeah, she came out on stage, but she was just dressed like
normal.
I
guess the makeup and all that would probably have taken way too long for another. But I mean, the animated panel we went to the first day, and then we got into the arena. We waited really long for that. So
I think we started lining up at around 5.
Yeah. So, but we got front row seats for that one. So I mean, that was worth it.
It was worth it, but I wouldn't do it every day.
No, every day because you get way too tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people don't understand. I've been to a couple of these convention type things as well. And, you think waiting in line is not that big of a deal, but it gets very tiresome being up and waiting in line and just sitting in the same spot for so long. So.
Yeah, we pretty much slept, a couple of hours per night.
Wow.
Like I said,
we're really tired.
You have to train for the expo. You have to be perfect shape and, sleep schedule, and because you do get tired, but it's fine.
The same way. Sounds about the same way it was with Star Wars Celebration,
Yeah.
couple hours here, a couple hours there.
You want to see everything. So, but the animated panel had they had the bonus of that they had Idina Menzel. She came as she's the voice for Elsa in Frozen. She came out and did one of the songs from the new soundtrack at the end, and that was just amazing.
She was really good.
I mean, she sang
really good singer.
Yeah, she sang live. It was amazing. It started snowing in the arena, which was cool. It's probably just so, but it was really cool. So
yeah,
Wow.
so those we did the first day. That took pretty much all day. We did Disney Store. The third day, we were actually want to do just the floor.
yeah, the floor.
Mm-hmm.
See all the exhibits. Yearn into Imagineering and the treasures, and so we mostly just walked around. I mean, you had to wait a little bit to get into those pavilions, but it not long. It wasn't maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20
I think
minutes.
the only one that had a really long line was probably Disney Infinity or Disney Interaction
to play and
to
stuff.
play. Yeah, and you also got a free figure for Disney Infinity if you played it.
Yeah. So people waited real long to that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part on the floor if you get to pick? What was the coolest?
Oh. I think my favorite was probably just walking around and seeing all the cosplayers. There was a lot of people dressing up, and their costumes are really good.
Sometimes it's better than Disney.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
The one time of year that they can go to a Disney event and
Yeah.
wear a full on Disney costume.
yeah, they kind of go all out, and you see way more characters than you would ever see in a Disney park. 'Cause, you always see the same characters. So
But some of them we actually talked to and asked them a couple of questions, and a lot of them had actually been to the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
So it seems that they go to several, not just Disney,
but
but
it's only like 2 times a year you get to show
Yeah.
off and be all like, be a Disney princess, all that.
what was your favorite part on the floor?
I think I like the Yearn into Imagineering pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, I know that some people were disappointed that they didn't have they didn't talk about any new park stuff, about Star Wars or,
Yeah, they had the
You know, they-
Avatar
they had it.
clues,
yeah.
which I don't really
It was
know what
like,
the
it
clue
was
but-
designed as an office with stuff they brought back from Pandora. So you got to see a lot of art, and they had this flower lamp that glowed when you touched it, and they had big shoes that was supposed to come from the people from Pandora, which I really can't remember their name right now, the people. You should have to look it up, Robert. And a big backpack and notes. So it was a lot of clues. You could stand there and really look and see if you could find stuff out. And
what was also really cool was that there was a lot of Imagineers.
just walking around everybody.
Yeah, over by the Pandora Avatar exhibit, we met Joe Rody.
Wow.
And we got to talk to him for a while. A really cool guy.
Yeah.
And,
He seemed really excited over everything. He was playing around with all the stuff in the office, tried on the shoes and put on the huge backpack
and he stood there and took photos with people for probably an hour.
Yeah.
A very
Wow.
big guy.
Yeah, he was really cool. And
then we saw Tony Baxter.
Yeah, he was by the Living with the Land pavilion, or it was not a pavilion, it was a model,
Mhm.
like a pre-model of how it was supposed to look before they changed it or something. And he was just standing there talking and describing stuff to people. Of course, there's a lot of people, around him.
Yeah, everyone wanted to take photos and talk to
Yeah.
him. So after a while, he kind of had to, oh, I gotta go now. And
Yeah, it's so cool just to see them hanging out with everybody.
yeah,
Wow, that is really awesome.
Yeah, they're not acting like all celebrity and stuff, so it's just really nice. So that was cool. It was awesome.
and we also had the Dream Store, which
Yeah.
also had a very long line. And most of the stuff that was unique stuff was actually already sold out.
Yeah.
It sold out quickly,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Usually those things you have to get to the first day and be one of the first few to get that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, people were already lining up the day before
Yeah, we
Friday.
saw them when we came back from Disneyland at night, at midnight.
At
people
midnight, people were still
camping out.
already lining up.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the problem with with the expos, because if you're a merchandise person, you have to kind of pick if you want to do you want to do the panels or do you want to do the merchandise? Because it's
you can't do both because you have to line up for one
not
of
if
them.
you want the stuff that gets sold out.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to the Disney store after we saw the panels, and a lot of stuff was already sold out, which is but that's how it is. We
wanted to do the panels and so we picked that instead.
But if you're a merchandise person, there's a lot of merchandise, like crazy amount of merchandise, which is fun.
And a lot of exclusive stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And a lot of you can meet the authors of the books and all the painters, and even some of the Imagineers came out and signed stuff. So you get to get all your stuff signed and meet the authors and designers and stuff, which is pretty fun.
Yeah,
I think. I know Marty Sklar was out signing his book. And
oh wow.
That's pretty cool, I think.
Totally different than some of the D23 events that I've been to. I've only been to a handful, and there was merchandise, but there wasn't a lot, and you did get to meet people, but it wasn't like a book signing or anything like that. But that's really cool. It sounds awesome.
What we've heard from people who've been to the previous expos, the D23 expos, is that this was definitely the best one.
No, the first one.
No, the first one was the best one.
But compared to the second one, people think they did
That's
a lot of improvements, and that at least they're heading in the right direction.
And it was organized.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Some people complained, before that the staff didn't know what to do, and I think they did a good job this time. I mean,
well, you kind of have to ask 3 people to actually.
Yeah, of course, but it's
get someone who knows what.
But it's still, they had a lot of signs. If they had this new thing called Stage Pass,
Mm-hmm.
that was like a fast pass for the panels. So instead of standing in line for really long, you could just go and pick up a stage pass. Of course, you have to stand in line to get the stage pass, but at least that seems really popular.
It's kind of like a fast pass.
Yeah, so people seem to like that you could do something else instead of just standing in line the whole day.
However, we went to the first panel. When we got out from that, all the stage passes were already gone. Yeah. So if you went to the first panel, you definitely not gonna get any stage pass.
So the stage passes were free.
Yeah, they're totally free with your ticket. So, and
oh wow.
I think you could get up to 2 per day, depending on time zones. So you could get a stage pass for the first panels between 9 and 12, I think, and then you could come back and get a stage pass for panels between 2 and 5 or something. So you got 2, but only 1 for
each section.
Sections.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So that it seemed popular. It's just that they disappeared very quickly.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but
of course.
At the same time, they can't give out as many. The whole room would be filled up with stage pass people if they gave out more. So you kind of understand that.
Yeah, I understand. So
Yeah.
But I mean, this was our first expo. I mean, and we had heard both negative and positive things before we went. I thought it was just, I mean, sure, you get tired, but it was so worth it. It was so much fun, and I would definitely go again. No question.
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, it's everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I call it like going to Mecca or something. Like for religious people, they have one place they really want to go to. So that's kind of the feeling for me. Like for a Disney fan, that's the place you really want to go to. And I mean, Disneyland is fun too. So.
They do have a history that we don't have here in Florida.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I wish they would have some of the expos here, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish so.
you
But
know,
it's those celebrities, they're probably hard to get all the way out to Orlando.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It would be nice to have it here, but seeing as like Imagineering and like the headquarters and all that is out that way, it's a lot easier for them to get them out there and so on and so forth. Even though I do think that if they did do something here, they could fill a lot more people than they could in California. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much more places that they could do it, and they could do it in multiple places. And even, I don't know how big the Anaheim Convention Center is, but I would imagine that the Orange County Convention Centers equally are bigger.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been to both, and yeah, the Orange County one is way bigger. So
So
they do suffer from small spaces over in Anaheim.
yeah.
So
Oh, well, they have to make do with what they got to do. So
yeah, they try and cram in as much as possible in the arenas and all. So
I think they did a good job. They were fairly organized. Of course, it was lacking in some aspects, but all in all, I think they did a
it
good
sounded
job.
like I listened to people's complaints from the last expo and tried to fix
Mhm.
it.
and there
Which
was
is appreciated.
and there was constantly panels going on and on, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, they were overlapping each other all the
it
time.
was so hard because it was like, because I know a previous complaint was that like if you didn't get into the big panels, you had nothing else to do. But I mean, you check the schedule now. It's just like at the same time, there's 3 different stuff we wanted to do. So and you can't do it all, but at least you knew that if you didn't get into something, you have like a second and a third option to do more. So I don't think anybody's going to complain about, well, there's nothing to do anymore.
Oh no, absolutely not.
There was
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome. I want to thank
Do
you
wanna
guys.
go?
I wanted to go from the get-go. I just waited too long. I really appreciate you guys going for us and covering for us. You did an excellent job. I know everyone that listens to our show thanks you guys for your coverage, and all the people that follow us on Twitter and Vine and all these other places. Thank you for your coverage, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for letting us go and
It was amazing.
representing you guys.
No problem. Appreciate it. That being said, I think we're going to end this interview here. Once again, we want to thank these guys for going out for us, and thank you guys for listening to this interview, and have a good night. All right. Well, that was the interview with the Andersons there that went to the D23 Expo. It sounded like a blast. They had a good time there, sitting in line, waiting for various shows and panels.
Not much different than going to Disney World, is it?
Not necessarily,
Just waiting in line.
but it is different. I mean, if you've ever been to like
Come on,
Star
you'll
Wars
love the
Celebration
line
or
ride.
MegaCon or any of these like conventions, this is how they operate. It's just, you go to these panels and you get, you have to wait 3 hours to get into these things. I mean, your job becomes waiting to get into panels. So they're right when they say you have to decide, what are you going to do? Are you going to do the panels, or are you going to check out the show floor? And
You'd have to have a whole crew of people to catch everything.
yeah.
I mean, and it just all split up.
And nobody would get to see everything. I mean, so
Well, thank you to the Andersons for going. You guys were great, and that interview was great.
Yep.
you provided excellent coverage. It was fantastic. It was awesome. That whole weekend there, you guys just provided excellent coverage. So it was just great. So thank you guys for providing that for us. And, I'm sure I speak for the fans that follow us. Thank you again for the coverage. So it was great stuff. Is there anything you guys wanted to add about the expo?
Nope. No, that was good. I
The,
enjoyed the interview.
I will say the expo this year seemed a little Disney Infinity intensive. That whole thing is just on a whole nother level. Disney Infinity. I don't know if I'm sure you've seen it.
It launched on the 18th.
Yep, and it's gotten. I mean, all my friends are swapping discs and players, and it's just constantly stuff going on. So, I mean, that game is already pretty huge.
I understand they're going to come out with Wreck-It Ralph and Sugar Rush stuff, as well as Tron.
And they can constantly add stuff, but
I'll get those, but I don't think I'm going to get the game itself because that's just a lot of collecting.
$75 for the game just to start.
But I'll get Tron figures and I'll get Wreck-It Ralph and
then to get the characters and all that extra stuff, and even though they're like $10 a pop, I mean they're still $10 a pop. But I mean I saw one guy with 3 levels of characters, of stuff he had connected to his game, and all it does is just unlock more stuff in the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, well that's important, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, the little discs that you get to unlock, a lot of those discs come sealed in a package, and they're mystery packages.
Yeah, that's why they'd be trading.
That's why everybody's trading them. So you could, you can get 10 of them and only get 2 different discs, in theory, and then trade off, the 8 extras that you.
I'm surprised they don't have some type of trading thing set up at downtown.
Give it
Disney
time.
or something.
It could just
Give
open,
Final
man.
Nation.
Give it
just
time. They
opened.
probably will.
Just came out on the 18th, man. So
and then they need to have some exclusive like in park figurines too. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be smart.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And
Don't forget they have the exclusive Magic Band.
Yeah, if you have a magic band and you tap it to the thing, it actually unlocks something in the game.
It gives you I won't spoil it.
Yeah, it gives you some stuff.
I won't
in
spoil
the
it
game.
on the podcast. I'll spoil it for Mark later.
yeah, that's all right. You can tell me.
I'll show you the video.
Not you, but Mark. Just remember.
The magic band. So awesome stuff. So coming up this weekend, as far as coverage, we will have. We are going to do a couple of things. Going to check out Epcot and see if we can get anything at the bakery, Fountain View, and then we are going to go to that morning. We're probably going to go check out Sophia the First at Disney Hollywood Studios, and then we'll be doing dinner at Trails End. So awesome stuff. I haven't done dinner at Trails End for a while, so I'm really excited about that. So it'll be a great day. So, and hopefully we'll get to see the Sophia the First, and hopefully get to check out Main Street Bakery. And if they're doing testing like they did before at
Fountain View.
Fountain View. If they do testing like they did before at Main Street, then they'll be giving out vouchers for food and stuff like they did before, free vouchers. So, because I know they did that today. They gave out free vouchers for food and drink if you were a tester.
Yum.
So,
I'm still hungry.
So there you go. So, all right,
They
before we go...
They need a dang salmon burger, Mark.
So before we go, we want to thank our sponsors one more time. We want to thank Kingdom Strollers. They provide premium stroller and crib rentals delivered straight to your Disney Orlando Resort, hotel, or vacation home free of charge. You choose the time of delivery and pick up, and they'll do the rest. It couldn't be easier. So book your Orlando stroller rental today. Visit their website, www.kingdomstrollers.com, or call or text them at 407-271-5301. That's 407-271-5301. MapleLeafTickets.com has been providing discount Orlando area attraction tickets for more than 30 years. Visit them today at MapleLeafTickets.com or call 1-800-841-2837. That's 1-800-841-2837. Unforgettable Destinations, your experts to the world of magic. A Disney vacation requires planning, knowledge, and constant research for your favorite destination. Unforgettable Destinations allows you to kick back and relax and leave the planning to those who know it best. So your vacation is unforgettable and full of memories instead of stress. Visit their website at www.unforgettabledestinations.com or call toll free at 1-800-450-8123. That's 1-800-450-8123. And now for a limited time through September 15th, 2013, you can book with Unforgettable Destinations and receive free dining during your Disney World vacation. Be sure to also follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook using the keyword UDestinations. Packages for 2014 now available. Contact us now. Be our guest and let Unforgettable Destinations do the work. The MickeyUpdates.com smartphone application is available to download for iPhone and Android devices. From the app, you'll be able to read all the latest news in the palm of your hands, read our tweets, check the weather, add refurbishment dates to your phone counter, listen to our podcast, and so much more. Download right now from the App Store and Google Play Store. Just search Park News or Mickey Updates. And that being said, I think that's going to do it for this week's show. So unless there's nothing else you guys want to say, we are going to end it now.
There is nothing else.
With a little bit of France music.
This has been Ed.
And Mark.
And Rob. And this is Impressions de France.